Hello, friends. Welcome back once again. I will continue my discussion on South Korea and United States. As I told you in my previous video that the both North Korea and South Korea at are brink of a full scale war. God should protect them. But first of all, we should discuss about the United States uh, and South Korea alliance because United States relation is uh, its presence into this peninsula region is the root of the cause. So we should concentrate on South Korea and United States relations first, so that we can understand what is the worry of the North Korea. The United States has stationed 28,500 personals, military personals. They have made their bases largest base, military base. United States' largest military base is stationed into the South Korea. You know, that's the biggest cause. 28,500 soldiers stationed there, and 50,000 soldiers of United States is stationed into the Japan. And for what purpose? They are living here. They want to establish their dominance into the world. That's a very simple line and red line should be underlined. Everybody's comes into every nations comes into their umbrella. They have to obey their dominance. They have to accept every they. I mean, not the person, the country itself. So the global dominance they want as a colonial power, which I am personally against, and I will remain always against such kind of behavior of United States. I will tell you in my video that in just 2018 to 2022, they have uh, sent, they have shelled their arms to the South Korea at $7.67 billion in just in 4 years. At keeping in mind that South Korea itself is a uh, armed weapon producing state, it has sufficed to defend itself, and and still South Korea is exporting a lot of weapons, and they have sent for 500,000 arms cells bombs to the United States because the so South Korea's executive policy of military export didn't allow the weapons to go to the warring nations. So that they have their restrictions. If any country is in the war, they will not export weapons to that country. That's why they didn't send weapons to Ukraine, but they sent to the United States, and then the United States sent to the weapon 500,000 bombs into the Ukraine. And they have also sold $15 billion arms to the Poland, and Poland has sent it back to the Ukraine. Indirect supported the Ukraine, but they have policy not to support those countries who are in warring in the war. So just see the United States presence is actually not good, and North Korea is not looking well. So that's why he's developing his arms, weapons, etc., etc., etc. Whatever the differences North Korea and South Korea have, they must have to deal with their, bilateral cooperation, third-party engagement, or anything uh, such kind of action by a group of members making. I will not support this, and absolutely I don't support. India, just from where I'm speaking, is also a. I'm not ally. I'm simply a partner. But we are strengthening our, military capability, and we will support where, where we will see that the support is justifiable. I am not going to support United States anywhere, wherever they are going for their cause, for dominance. No, I'm not going to do this, and we are not doing this. Our relation into the Quad is for because of China's belligerence action into the South China Sea and disturbing the maritime kind of free, you know, trade routes. So that's the very simple thing. I'm not going to support United States each and everywhere. So I don't want these two nations should be any kind of getting the support. But South Korea is have their treaty with the United States since uh, decades. So that's the point of annoying the North Korea. Well, so they don't have North Korea and South Korea don't have any military, trust building measures. They don't have any treaty, so they have a lot of distrust to each other. So they should, South Korea is itself sufficient and suffice to deal with South Korea, but South Korea should have to make it. Uh, North Korea should have to make their uh, they have to build up trust with the South Korea that the nuclear weapons of North Korea should not be used against these countries. The Japan and South Korea, because these people are nice people. No, people are nice. They are not a colonial and dominance power. They don't have such kind of mindset until right now on this time. Okay, this Japan was in the past, but right now he is a very nice people. Hmm. So United States is the only problem in this world, and the South China is second problem. So both are the, you know, uh, but China is lesser problem than the United States. I don't buy the argument given by the United States itself. So the background, I'm going to tell you the relationship of United States and South Korea, which my point is South Korea officially Republican Republic of Korea is one of the United States most important military and economic partner in the Asia. I'm reading it because of this uh, PDF which I'm reading is issued by the United States website itself. Okay, that's why I don't want to deviate from anywhere. United States and Republic of Korea Mutual Defense Treaty signed in 1958, 53, 1953 at the end of South Korean War. Okay, 1953 end of Korean War. Committed that the United States to help South Korea defend itself, particularly from North Korea, DPRK. Uh, so my point is you need to have a trust building mechanism. The United States military has maintained a large troops presence into the South Korea since the end of Korean War 1953. Currently, approximately 28,500 United States soldiers are stationed into ROK, South Korea. predominantly US troops personnel is there. The most US troops in ROK is stationed at Camp Humphreys, which underwent a major expansion in 2010 or 12, 15 approximate. And the largest US overseas military base into the world station is in this location. The tools Congress uses to oversee and influence of United States and mutually authorization and appropriate bills, National Defense Authorization Act, and annual House and Senate Armed Services Committee. Hearing the commander of US South Korea major alliance development since 2002. The Biden administration has committed to reinvigorate the alliance because of the past. Mr. Trump was said that we will withdraw from our soldiers wherever they are living into the world. So that's why that statement actually annoyed the uh, South Korean administration. But when Mr. Biden came to power, he said that that's okay, they will station there. Okay. So the third point is that the Washington Declaration and the future of extended deterrence. Since 2013, multiple North Korean nuclear weapon tests and missile tests have sharpened the DPRK threat to the South Korea. They these statements are viewed by the United States. Okay, in a shine of South Korea increased uncertainty about U.S. security guarantee and heightened sense of vulnerability, some South Koreans have advocated that the United States redeploy tactical nuclear weapons to the country. So, United States withdrew nuclear weapons from the Korean Peninsula in 1991. Some public opinion polls suggest that the strong uh, majority of South Koreans support developing domestic nuclear weapons. Some South Korean peoples are saying that the state should develop its own nuclear weapon into the South Korea in an apparently bid to reassure South Korean is skeptical of U.S. extended deterrence, the ability to commit nuclear umbrella into the nuclear umbrella. But Washington Declaration went on. The Nuclear Consultative Group had been formed in June 2023. So these are the things, and right now, this strategic asset deployment into the peninsula would be happen if there is nuclear wars by the North Korea. So the Camp David trilateral summit also took place in August 2023 when Mr. Biden, Kishida, and Mr. Yoon, the president of South Korea, met into the Camp David in August 20. They also made their. They said that you have to make their strong relationship. South Korea and North Japan should establish their trustworthy relationship because they have already differences from the history. So they established a closer relation with these two countries. Okay, so military exercises is going on, and DPRK's environment. The threat from the North Korea has framed the alliance since its formation. Since the 1950s, the US ROK military has been conducted regular bilateral exercises to enhance their capability at a joint force exercise, facilitate readiness and operational cohesion, but can also contribute to tension onto the peninsula. Pyongyang has reported angrily and into the drill. That's the main point. Calling it preparation for war. The Pyongyang, North Korea said that their exercise is the preparation of war. When the United States and South Korea have pursued diplomatic with Pyongyang, the alliance sometimes has scaled back into the military activities. So, for example, following the 2018 summit from the North Korean leader Kim Jong Un, when the President Trump cancelled large-scale military exercises. In 2022, the UK ROK resumed large-scale in-person exercises. So, very costlier. Mr. Trump was withdrawing the troops because of he was saying that it is very costlier to station, the U.S. Personnel there. So when Mr. Biden came to power, they negotiated the half the payment would be given by the Mr. United States will pay half the payment would be paid by South Korea, so that the cost of the troops who is stationed there should be managed. Wartime controls they have already made. Uh, uh, United States and ROK combined forces command when the war is escalates. Then this combined forces will command the entire war spectrum. So they have already made everything clear. Congress is also there. Congress role into this alliance. Somebody, half the Congress supports the bipartisan to this alliance, half the didn't support in the Congress. So that's the worry of South Korea that when the United States withdraw from the South Korean peninsula, South Korea will, uh, uh, not feel itself safe. Support for the alliance has been bipartisan. Congress has acted to restrain the executive branch's ability to make major changes in the force structure in the peninsula. You know, prohibiting the use of funds to reduce US troops deployed into South Korea from 28,500 until 90 days. So there was a debate went there. So I told you everything. What is their issue is uh, in 2020, South Korea was the ninth largest defense spender, spending about 2.7% of its GDP on defense. In August 2023, the South Korea Ministry of National Defense announced a proposal 2024 defense budget of around $45 billion. If approved, this would represent a year-on-year increase of 4.5%, making a slight slow down in growth as compared to general trend over the past decade. Uh, $6.67 billion they exported, they bought from United States 2018-2022. As I told you initially, the ninth purchaser South Korea is. The South Korea has a mature defense industry itself, funded in part by the massive increase of value of defense exports. In mid 2000s, 2018-2020, South Korea exported ninth largest exporter of major arms, lethal weapons. ROK, Republic of Korea, government prohibits lethal weapons transfer to the country at war, but faces a growing US pressure to send arms to the Ukraine. That's the thing. Of $13.7 billion to the Poland, they have sent selling tanks, arms, and ammunition, etc., etc. They are supported the Ukraine war, whatever their decision would be. But I want with their neighbors, they should live into the peace, and citizens should not be killed on both sides. So they should have to diplomatically negotiate and settle down their disputed disputes. It would be good for both the sides. Thank you very much.